Hi everyone, welcome to Pilates class. I'm Mel. I'm going to take you through a beginner session today. So if you're new to Pilates or new to exercise, this is a perfect place for you to start. Or you might be coming back from injury, maybe coming back from an operation, or potentially postnatal. So this is a really good place for you to start your Pilates journey. So yeah, let's get cracking. So we're going to be starting down on the mat, so make your way down if you're not there already. I want you to turn around into your mat, and we're going to start with these feet down. So underneath your feet you want points of contact, your big toe, your little toe and your heel down. You've got 6 bones down onto the mat, and I want you to take your hands and pop them down behind your thighs. Okay, so we're taking a breath at the start, big breath here. And then as you exhale, all I want you to think about doing is just tilting your pelvis and rolling back in your spine. Really slight movement. Take a breath here, and then as you exhale, we're pulling all the way back to the top. Another go. Take your breath. Exhale. As you exhale, you're pulling in on those abdominals, thinking about belly button back to your spine to get that nice curve going on your back. Breathe in. Exhale back. So each time you go back, I want you to think about trying to get down a little bit further. So as you move back, really important that you keep those feet down. So big breath at the top. Exhale to roll it back ever so slightly further. Got that deep pull in on your belly, got that scoop out. Big breath. Exhale to roll up. Okay, keep going. Breath at the top. Exhale it down. I'm going to try and go a bit further. I want you to try and think about straightening your arms out to the side, still holding onto those legs, still keeping those feet down. Breath here, and then you're rolling it up, thinking about your shoulders coming forward over your hips, and then you're sitting tall up in the middle. We're going to go for 3 more. And then on your third one, we're going to be down onto the mat. Controlling it back, holding it here for a second, and then rolling forward, shoulders over hips, and bringing yourself tall, stacking yourself back upon that pelvis. 2 more. Deep breath at the top. Exhale to roll it back, pull in on those abdominals. That pull in is going to help you with that curl on your spine. Roll it back. Hold it here. Exhale, roll forward. Shoulders come forward over those hips and straighten yourself out at the top. Big breath here. Exhale it back. This is your last one, so you're going to hold it down here. Just hold for a second in this roll down position. You're then going to keep going and roll it all the way down to the mat and bring yourself down. I'm going to shuffle myself forward. You can stay where you are. So you've still got those feet down. Points of contact. I want you to bring your feet closer in. So your feet are in closer to your bum. Hands are going to go down by your side. So you've still got this strong abdominal. So I want you to think about pulling down, belly button back to spine, and your lower back pushing down into the mat. I'm going to take a breath. So lift your arms all the way up. Take them back behind you. Back of your hands go down, and then they come all the way back down. Okay, so as these arms are moving back, still thinking about that belly being pulled in. I also want you to think about your ribs. So think about your ribs on the front of your body. As your arms move back, it's really easy to let these ribs pop up and flare. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to try and keep as much of your back down into the mat as possible. Okay, so keep these arms going back. So big inhale to take the arms back. And exhale to bring them back over. Okay, we're going to go 1 more. And then we're going to add on. Okay. Next time these arms go back, I want you to start to roll, tilting your pelvis and lifting up off of the floor. So deep breath in, start that roll up. So slow your hands down a bit. Pelvis is going to roll up and off of the mat Taking your hands all the way back, again back to your hands, down behind you. Hips are high. You want to aim to have a straight line from your knee all the way down to your shoulder, still keeping those points of contact on the floor with your feet. And then roll it down. Try and feel every bone in that spine, every vertebrae in that spine rolling down, and your pelvis is the last thing to pop down onto the mat. Big breath in to roll up. Try and move your arms in sequence with your body. So as your body gets to its top position, the arms are behind you. Deep breath. Exhale again, one burn at a time, roll it down. And then as your pelvis is touching down onto the mat, hands come down beside you. Take your breath. Exhale, we're going to go 2 more. So super slow and controlled. Working with pelvic stability, shoulder stability here. Bit of coordination with these arms moving at the same time. And some really good strength work for your glutes and your knees. Breathe in to take it back. Okay, this time I want you to leave your arms back where they are. Backs of your hands are down onto the mat. You're going to take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're going to roll one vertebrae at a time. Spine going back down to the mat. And then again, your pelvis is the last thing to go down. In a bit more of a stretch with these arms back. Okay, hands now going to come back behind your head. So you've got the thumbs just at the bottom of your head at the back. Elbows are wide. You should just be able to see elbows in your peripheral vision. Okay, so we're going to take a breath, and then as you exhale, we are just curling up, lifting that chest. Eyes look through your knees at the front. Elbows stay wide, and lower it down. So you're still thinking about that abdominal being pulled in. Big breath. Exhale to lift. So shoulder blades at the back are just lifting up off of this mat. But that belly button is pulled in. So your lower back is getting that imprint, that push into the floor. Okay, we're going to go 4 more. So keep your breath steady. Try to think about breathing in to prepare. Exhaling to move and lower down. So you've got 2 more to do. Breath here. And lower. You're going to stick with abdominal curls for the next set. But we're going to go with an oblique curl, so thinking about the sides of your body. So taking a breath, same action, you're going to lift up, and then you're going to turn, twist upper body round, again elbows staying wide, back to centre, and lower it down. Opposite side, lift it up, get your twist over, back to centre, and lower it. Big breath. Lift and twist. So try and think about separating the movements. So you've got that definite lift to start with, and then that twist. So curling up, shoulder blades lift. Turn it and twist across. Back to centre and down. Okay, we're going to go 2 more each side. Sticking with these alternate sides. And back down. Big breath in. Curl it up. Twist it across. Back down and lower. Okay. Last one. Lift it and twist it. So this is where you realise beginners doesn't necessarily mean that it's easy. Still definitely feeling this in your abdominals and these sides, working really hard, and then lower your head down. Okay, hands can come down by your side. So feet are then going to come together, knees are together, and take a breath. And then as you exhale, you're just going to let knees fall to one side. One hip is going to roll, but I want you to keep your shoulders down. So you can get a big stretch down this side. Again, it's also working some strength for your side as these knees go over. So shoulders are weighted, they stay down. Taking a breath here. Exhale, big pull in on those abdominals to get these knees back up to center. Big breath in the middle. Exhale it across. Big breath in here. And back to center. We're going to go one more each side. I'm going to keep working on these hips. So over you go. With those knees, controlling over. Deep breath in. Exhale, really deep, pull in on those abdominals to get that leg, those knees back to center. Last one, breath here. Exhale it across. And back in. Okay, from here we're going to send both legs long. Okay, we're going to work with some hip circles. So pick a leg to start with, doesn't matter which leg. You're going to bring that leg up to a tabletop position. And before we start, we're going to get a bit of a stretch down your hamstring. So take hold behind that leg, behind that thigh. And I just want you to think about straightening out that leg as straight as you can get it. And then you're going to flex that foot and push out of your heel, push up to the ceiling. Big breath in. Point your toe and then draw that knee down, knee into chest. Big breath in. Exhale to straighten that leg back out and then flex that foot. So depending on how flexible you are in those hamstrings, your leg will be as straight as it will be. So just work with what your leg is doing. So get that push out of your heel. That's going to give you a nice stretch. We're going to go one more, bring that leg in. Exhale to extend and flex that foot, push out with those heels. Okay, you can just relax your foot. I want you to leave your leg where it is. Hands are going to come down by your sides. So we're going to work with a circle on this leg. So we're going to take this leg away from us and circle down, around and back up. Okay, so we're breathing here. Big breath in as you exhale. Taking that leg down. Circling it round, out to the side and back up. So as this leg is moving, I want you to think about your pelvis, so everything above where this hip joint is, working really hard to stay still. So it's a big slow circle. If you start to feel your body is moving too much, you can just make the circle slightly smaller. I'm going to go two more in this direction, taking this leg away from you, circling it round and back up. Last one, then we're reversing it. So upper body, torso stays really still. Shoulders are still, pelvis is still. Now we'll reverse it, taking it round and out to the side, back down and lifting straight up. Taking it out to the side and round. So you're working this big ball and socket joint on your hip. Also getting some hip flexor stuff here. As you take it down, you're controlling it with your hip flexors and lifting back up. You've got two more. Take it out to the side, circle it round and lift. Last one, out to the side, circle it round and lift. Lovely, bend that knee in, pop the foot back down, straighten that leg out to meet the other one. Same thing, second side, so lift that leg up to a tabletop, but get your stretch first, hands behind that thigh. Deep breath here. Exhale, straighten out one leg and then flex out that foot. You might find one leg is easier than the other. You might find they're just both as tough. And then draw that leg in. Big breath. Exhale to extend. Push out of those heels. Big stretch down the backs of those legs. Point your toe and draw in. We're going to go one more and then we're getting these circles. Big stretch. Push with that heel up to the ceiling. And then you can just relax. Point that toe again and pop your hands back down by your side. So same thing, we're going to take this leg away from us, down in front, and then round to the side and back up. So work with the circle that is right for you, which helps you keep your pelvis and your shoulders super steady. Keep that pull in on your abdominals. That's also going to help with your stability. Working nice and slowly. One more this direction, then we're reversing it, circling it round and back in. Okay, this time we're circling it out to the side to begin with, down in front of you, and then lifting back up. Again, a bit more on these hip flexors now with a circle and lift. Circle out to the side, big lift up. Last two, and last one. Out to the side, circle it down, around, and up. Bring this knee in, and pop it down. Okay, so we're going to work a bit more with your abdominals, a bit more with these hips as well. We want to start to think about building some strength in this core, in your powerhouse in the middle, as your arms and legs are moving away from that centre. Okay, so we're going to bring our legs to a tabletop position. So I want you to think about bringing one leg up to start with. Take a breath. As you exhale, you are lifting one leg up. Okay, next job is to get the next leg up. Again, keeping this belly pulled in, keeping abdominals strong, and lower back pushed down into the mat. Take your breath. As you exhale, lift second leg up to meet. Okay, hands are going to stay down by your side. You're going to take a breath here, and then as you exhale, all we do is straighten out one leg, hold it for a second, and then bring it back to a tabletop. So as you straighten and lengthen this leg out, you want to think about, again, that back being pushed down into the floor. And you'll find the lower your leg goes down, the closer your foot is to the floor, the tougher that is going to be. You can adjust it. If it's feeling good and you're not thinking that it's much of a challenge, you can get that leg out as low as you can go. Or actually, if it's feeling quite a challenge, take that foot more up to the ceiling. Okay, we're going to go for 3 more each side. That's 1. There's 2. Breath nice and steady. And last one. So we've worked legs. We're going to add some arms on. Bring these arms up, palms facing each other. Same action. This time as your legs move out, your arm is going to move. So I'll turn arm and leg. So we're straightening out, leg goes out, arm goes out, and back in. Again, you've got more weight pulling away from your centre, so working harder to keep that lower back down, big pull in. Again, think about your levers. Think about them going more up to the ceiling if it's feeling tougher, or more down towards the floor if you want a bit more of a challenge. Or stick somewhere in the middle. Okay, we're going to go 2 more each side, and then we're going to work with tap away from you with these legs. Okay, we're going to keep our arms up. Again, it's just going to add a bit more into that challenge in that middle. Bring so your knees are together, your feet are together. Then move single legs, taking your breath. You're going to tap one leg down, toe goes to the floor, and then lift it. Opposite side, and then lift. Breath steady. Big breath in the middle. Exhale to take that toe away from you and back in. So the only thing that's moving is your hip joint. So you've got a 90-degree angle in that knee. Just moving your hip joint to take that leg away from you and challenging this middle core part of your body. Okay, we're going to go 2 more each side, and then we're going to move over onto our sides. A bit more hips and glutes. Last 2. Last one. And then you can bring your knees into your chest. Hands just go on those knees. Squeeze, bring your knees in, lift your tailbone up slightly. And then you can release your feet down. So, Really simple moves, but really getting that core warm, thinking about activating those deep core muscles to help you with that strength. So bring yourself over onto your side. You're going to be down pretty much all the way onto our side to start with. So you're all the way down, you can have your head propped into this hand here. So first off, a bit of a setup, so your hips are stacked. So you've got hip on top of hip, and your pelvis, these bones here, facing forwards the whole time. Okay, we're going to start with a clam leg, so thinking about your glutes and your hips. So you've got a bend in your knee, foot on top of foot at the back, and I want you to think about having your feet in line with your bottom at the back. So if you want to just push yourself up and have a bit of a check, you can. Lower yourself back down. This free hand can either go down in front of you for a bit more support, or it can go on top of this hip here, or it can go up behind your head. So it depends how stable you feel in this side position. So just go with it, pick a position for your hand, and then pop mine down to begin with. So you're taking a breath, and as you exhale, feet stay together, top knee moves away from the bottom, and lower it down. So what we're not trying to get here is height. Okay, so I don't want you to worry about how far this top leg is moving away from the bottom. What I want you to think about is keeping your hips forward as this leg moves. So you're thinking about this joint here, okay? These muscles, these small muscles around your hips as it moves. Okay, we're going to go for 3 more. Last one, big breath in. Exhale to take top knee away from bottom and lower it down. Okay, top leg is then going to go long. It's going to be out at hip height. Bottom leg is going to stay bent for support. Top hand again can be down, can be on your hip, can be on your head. You're going to take a breath. Keeping a pointed toe, you're going to bring this leg round, all the way around to the front, flex that foot, and then take it back behind. Point your toe and bring it round. So again, you're working to keep these hips stacked and keep them forward. So try not to roll off your hips as this leg is moving. And I want you to think about this leg moving always at the same height, always at hip height. So we don't want this leg dropping down in front to the floor, we want it up, and then we're taking it back. We're going to go 3 more. So getting a nice flex on your foot again, thinking about your hamstrings, and a bit of stretch as well. Okay, last one. This foot is going to come round and forwards, flex your foot, and then back to centre. Okay, so keep a flex in your foot. Taking a breath here, just lifting that leg up and lowering it back down again to hip height. So again, not wanting this leg to go really super high. That flexed foot position is going to concentrate on your glute muscles here, make it a bit more focused on your glutes as you lift. This top bit here, just underneath the base of your back. I'm going to go 4 more slow lifts, then we're going to hold it up and we're going to pulse. Last 2. And last one. So lift, come back down to a hip height. And then we're going to lift it up and then we're pulsing at the top. We're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Tiny pulses, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower this leg down and then just bring it over the other one. Take a bit of a rub out on that muscle at the top, that glute muscle. And then we're going to push ourselves up and swing legs round and do the same thing again, opposite side. So legs come all the way around. Bring yourself down onto your side, so you're down, all the way down in your today. Head is being held in this hand. Again, your free hand down in front, on your hip, on your head. Hips are stacked, feet together, feet in line with your bottom at the back. I'm going to take a breath here, and then as you exhale, top leg moves away from bottom. Hips stay forward. I actually find it quite useful to hold my hip, so rather than having that stability there, but it depends how you feel. Just so I can sense check that that's always forward, but just work with it and see which feels good for you. Okay, we're going to go 4 more. You might find on one side as well that you can get this top leg away from the bottom a bit easier or a bit higher. while still keeping this pelvis forward. Last 2. And last 1. Okay, top leg lifts up to this hip height. Pointing your toe to begin with, hand down at the front if you need to. Taking this leg all the way round to the front, flex and drawing it back. Taking it just a bit back behind you. Point to draw round, flex to take it back. I'm going to go all the way up to 8. I think that's what we did on the first side, I'm just guessing. Counting, taking a hit already. Take it back. Okay, 4 more. So keep your abdominals pulled in strong. That strong core is going to help you keep as steady as possible as these legs are moving. Last 2. And last 1, take it all the way back. Big squeeze and bring it back to that hip height. Flex your foot and take your breath. As you exhale, you're lifting that leg up and lowering it down. Again, hips are stacked, hips are forward. So try not to get extra height by rolling back on these hips. We've got 4 more and we're going to hold it up and pulse. Last 1, lift up, come back to that hip height. Going to lift slightly, hold it here, then we're pulsing up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back down, bring that leg over the bottom leg, just rub out on that glute. And that's it, your sides are done. So bring these legs together. We're going to roll round now onto your front. So we work with some extension, some strength in your back and the backs of your arms and shoulders. Okay, so we are going to start with these arms back behind you, palms facing down, and your head is going to be down onto the floor. So forehead is down, feet are just relaxed behind you. I want you to take a breath here, and then as you exhale, you just turn in your palms so they face in towards your body. As these palms turn, your head is going to lift ever so slightly, chest is ever so slightly lifted off the floor, pushing into the sides with the palms. Big breath here, and then exhale and back. So all I want you to think about doing is rotating these palms. Take your breath, exhale to rotate. So this rotation is going to give you a natural lift on your chest and your shoulders. Head comes with it. So not thinking about lifting, you're just thinking about rotating. Take your breath. Exhale. And release down. I'm going to go 1 more. Big breath here. And lower it. Okay, next time you get this rotation on your palms, as you rotate, you're going to think about squeezing your glutes together, squeezing your bum cheeks together. Take a breath. As you exhale, you're going to rotate these palms. Squeeze together your glutes. You're going to feel your toes just lift up off of that floor with that squeeze. Hold it here and lower everything down. Big breath in. Exhale. Get that squeeze, get that turn on your palms into your body and lower it. So naturally lifting with these turns. Take your breath. 2 more. Then the last one we're going to hold up. Take a breath. Exhale. I'm going to hold it here. Okay, what you think about now, keeping your upper body where it is, turning your palms back so they're facing it to the ceiling, and then we're just going to push palms to ceiling and lower down. Nice slow pushes. Just think about your arms moving through water, pushing up. So you've got some real strength in those arms. You're going to go 4 more, and we're holding up and pulsing. Last 2. Keep that squeeze on your glutes. Bum cheeks still squeezed together. Hold it up at the top. And we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower these hands down and lower everything down to the mat. Okay, bring your hands up, elbows into your side, hand comes underneath your shoulder. You're going to take a breath, and then as you exhale, you're just going to push, taking the weight of your body and your arms up, bring yourself up to an all-fours position. So bring these knees under your hips and these hands underneath your shoulders. So you're working from this 4-point kneel position. Okay, so we're going to get some extension, just working with your legs. Again, I'm going to move forward a bit so you can see. So we're going to take left leg to start with. Big breath here. You're going to extend this leg back. So as this leg is extended back, I want you to think about your abdominals being pulled in, and this back is as straight as it can be. Okay, so we're not trying to arch your back, we're not trying to flex your back. We're keeping it in this neutral position here. So leg is extended back. You're going to get some real length out of your legs. So think about pushing out of your toes, and then you're going to lift up to a hip height. So length first and then lift. Again, when you've lifted, check you are not extending that back out and dropping your spine down to the ceiling. You've got a straight line running from your shoulder at the front all the way down to that toe at the back. Pop the foot back down and draw it in. We're going to stick same side. Take your breath, extend it out and lift up again, up to that hip height at the back. Hold it here, abdominals are pulled in strong, and back into that kneel. Got 2 more, and then you get some leg lifts on the back, then we switch sides, lift up. Then think about that height at the back. Leg out to hip height, lower it down to the floor, and bring it in. Slide it back, get some length. Reach, stretch out of your toes, length first, and then lift. As long as you can possibly be, that line from your shoulder to your toes. Okay, keeping this leg at the back, we're going to start lowers and lifts. We're going to take it down to the floor and lift it back up. Squeezing your glutes, lower it down. You're lifting up to that hip height. Lower and lift it. Lower and lift. You're going to go 4 more. Okay, so you are going to start to feel this now in the knee that is down on the floor, in your support knee. That's fine. All about building up strength, building up stability. Upper body as well coming here because you're holding at the front. Last 2. Abdominals strong. Last 1. Hold it here at the top. I'm going to lower it down for the last time and bring that leg back in. Okay, same again, opposite side. So we're taking that leg. We are reaching out at the back, getting some length. Length first, get as much length as possible, and then lifting up to that hip height. Think about your pelvis being really steady, your back is in neutral, lowering it down and bringing it back in. Reach it out at the back and lift. Nice stable pelvis in the middle. Lower it down and in. 2 more, and then we've got your lifts. All the way up, lower down and back in. Reach it out. Get some length, long straight line, shoulder to your toes. We're then going to pop that foot down and then lift it up. Again, keeping that leg at the back. We're lifting up to a hip height. Spine is in neutral. Concentrating, keeping your body still as this leg is moving. Well, you've got 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last 1, lower it down, lift up, Then take that foot back down to the floor and draw it in. Okay, step your hands forwards, then just take the weight off of your upper body. Think about your head being tucked in all the way, think noses to knees. Big breath here. And then you're just going to come back up to your all fours, quick bit of stretch for your spine, and then we are finished. Okay, so get these hands again back underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. You're going to go into your cat and cow. So we're taking a breath. Then starting with your pelvis, I want you to start to tuck your pelvis forward. So think about your hips pushing forward. As those hips come forward, your spine's going to curl up to the ceiling, and then your head is going to drop down. It's got that big push up, that lift up to the ceiling. Hips are forward. I want you to think about lifting up and out of your shoulders as well. Get some real stretch in that back. Taking your breath, and then again, starting with your pelvis, start to tip it out at the back. Head stays down. Spine is going to go down towards the mat now. So your spine starts to extend, and as that spine extends, that is going to make your head then lift at last. So you then come into your extended spine position, into your cow. Take a breath. Exhale, start with your pelvis, start to tuck it under. Think hips pushing forwards. Think spine up to ceiling, and then head drops down. Big deep breath. Again, starting with your pelvis, start to roll it out at the back. All the way up and out behind you. We're going to go one more time through this. Big breath here. Pelvis tucks under. Think about these hips coming forward, pushing forwards. Spine to ceiling, head drops down. Lifting up out your shoulders at the back. Big deep breath. Exhale it. Lift up at the back and head up at the front. And then you're going to come back to a neutral spine in the middle. Big breath here. Set yourself back down onto your heels. Head drops down. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, draw in your hands back in. And thinking about your head, neck and shoulders, lifting back up as the very last thing. And that's it, you are finished. So that was your quick beginners Pilates session. Hope you enjoyed it. So taking you through a few different positions, getting you used to a few of the moves. So yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.